I gotta pull up the stuff on my thing. So you are live though.
Oh,
To let you know.
This is a strange feeling being
Yes,
live.
So I'm gonna pull it up to see what it's looking like.
I don't have my phone to pull
things
up now. This will be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome for trivia. All right, so let's do. Oh, we have ads now on Twitch. I gotta watch the fucking Office. Ads.
There are worse things to have to watch.
That's true. 1, 2, 3. Hear us.
Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep. How do you hear me? Through just the headphones?
Just through.
Okay, not through your phone, right?
No.
Just double checking because that will come back. All right. Let's make sure.
I have my thing muted and everything turned down as far as possible. So
okay. Start.
Okay. I heard
I'm on the Twitch.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, cool. And then I pull it up to make sure we can hear and so I can see the chat.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, cool. So I got both, and
this is kind of a pain to set up when you're live, isn't it?
What's up?
This is kind of a pain to set up when you're live.
Just
at the beginning,
but the current structure that I have, it just is. It's
because you have to move around and get everything set up.
So now you can see on that it's actually our faces before.
Okay.
And now it should be in the game.
Now we are live.
Yeah, I gotta put all my stuff on. Disable notification. Blah. All right. Welcome, GYGP Pod. We have Sage in. He shaved his beard a little bit and put a hat on. No, it's Screwball, although apparently some audio listeners think they sound exactly the same. So maybe I should just not have said anything. And just people would have been like, yeah, Sage was there, obviously.
I mean, I do think I look a little different on live stream like this.
Yeah, the live stream is what gives it away.
Yeah.
But if it was just the audio part, I don't know.
I mean, that's what I hear. In my head, I sound completely different, but you always sound different on audio.
That's true. Though, to be honest, I don't think you guys sound anything alike. But when you both said that,
you also grew up with us.
That's true. So your like distinct vocal patterns are like seized in my brain.
I mean, I guess.
Anyway, so welcome. So first episode of 2021. Happy New Year. I actually celebrated with you, so we saw you before.
Yeah,
so it's okay. We've been in the same bubble. Me, you, Sage, and Ray, and other roommates and stuff. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's nice to have,
for the year.
have like a little bubble of people that you've been keeping quarantined with in these times. It makes it go by a little bit quicker.
Yeah,
and a little better.
So this is the first time you've been on since we started the video, which this is only like the third or fourth time we've done the video. So yeah, we do the multi-streams of YouTube and Twitch. So we are on both. So if you guys are in the chat, I do have the chats up. So feel free to drop in, say hi. Or don't say hi, whatever, and say whatever you want. I'll potentially read it, or I won't, depending on the content of the chat. But yeah, feel free. And if you have anything to add to our discussion, we're going to talk a little our favorite games of 2020, our most anticipated 2021, some GTA Online, which I know we went over the new content piece, but it's going to be more. Gruball's actually been playing a pretty in-depth amount of GTA Online. So we're going to add that in. And then there's this new Super Nintendo World trailer, and we're going to kind of just bounce around for that. Sage is not here, who's at a wedding. He's driving back from Ohio.
Congrats to
he actually might jump in, though, because he has Discord on his phone. So he's like a 6-hour drive. So if he has service, maybe he'll pop in or not. Or he'll just come in for a listen. Yeah, he said he might. He said he was going to definitely try to listen, but I told him if he joins in as an audio only, because if he joins this video, it's going to mess up the whole Discord video setup we just did. But audio only, it will work for him. So we might actually hear from him, but if not, that's okay. He's excited and okay with Gruball taking his place for this week.
Yeah, as long as I don't have to make this every week thing. As long as he's coming back.
And this time you got more of a warning.
I did.
It wasn't like the morning of.
It wasn't like 2 hours ahead of time.
Yeah, this one we talked like days ahead of time. Yeah. So you had some time. So I guess let's kind of just jump right in. Basically, the Super Nintendo World just came out with a new commercial for the new Super Nintendo World place in theme park in Japan. I know we talked about it before, but it was just kind of like a new 30-second TV spot of just like we are Mario, basically showing like how active you are in it, and kind of the stuff we went over before where it has the wristbands, you can actually hit the boxes and get stuff out of it, and it's like an amiibo kind of thing. I mean, so Sage and I kind of talked about this a good amount, but what, just because you're a different person, you know, apparently you sound alike. What's your take on Super Nintendo World and stuff that you're excited about, or maybe you fucking hate? I don't know.
No, so I mean, honestly, I've been blown away by all of the stuff.
Confirmed, Gruel has been blown
put out there. I mean, it looks like a super fun park.
Yeah,
see, I mean, Nintendo's always been geared more towards, I feel like, a little bit younger crowd than like the PS4, Xbox. So like it seems very kid friendly. It's a way to get kids out there and active. It looks like at the park with all the different jumping around activities and stuff that they have. It looks like I'll have a lot of fun there as a 30+ kid that grew up in the 90s with Nintendo and all of that anyway as well. So
yeah, I mean that's kind of exactly how I feel about it. I mean,
and who didn't
like
want to be Mario at one point?
Like, well, exactly. It's like we did it through N64 and all that, but now it's like, oh, you can like go to Bowser's Castle or like Peach's Castle and like go play Mario Kart in fucking real life, because they really have
I can physically
the AR Mario Kart, which like sick.
The original trailer that they showed, I can hit the POW button that then goes to the other power buttons and hits the Koopa Troopa and gives me the coins. Like it's gonna be, the interactive piece is probably gonna be one of my favorite parts about it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I mean, I think that's super cool how they made it kind of like a game as well, by making it so you can hit stuff and you get that basically user amiibo thing where it's like you can level up. So it's like you're leveling, like you're playing a game in real life. So it's kind of blurring the lines of like what is a game and reality.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. But the go-kart thing, having the AR glasses on so you kind of see the stuff while physically driving a go-kart is like that's the Mario Kart we all want.
The more realistically you can put me directly into a Mario Kart game
is like,
the more fun I'm gonna have. So eventually, hopefully, we get to like just sit in like the pods, like in your old arcade, where it just becomes like a holographic like thing, and you're sitting there driving Rainbow Road, falling off into oblivion.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, having the little like toad or whatever come and put you back up on the thing after you fall off. That would be, that would be awesome. And like, kind of like you said, Nintendo's definitely always geared for kids, but it's always something for everybody. Because I mean, like we're 30 and still playing Nintendo. Like I play Pokemon. It's like you still play
I have
these
Switch,
games.
I have Pokemon. I have the new. I'm going to get the new Super Mario 3D World and all that. So,
which looks great.
Yes,
and we kind of talked about that. That jumped up on the MPDs the other week. But yeah, it's just a lot of cool stuff they do, and then also that they are very they're the ones who make this sense.
Yeah,
it's kind of like we said before, like there's Harry Potter World and stuff like that, the Nintendo World, and I might be rehashing stuff that Sage and I said, but because I wanted to get, because I know you love Nintendo a lot, it's worth kind of going over again. It's just like they make sense for them to be the company that makes this, because like theme parks are like, who doesn't love roller coasters and theme parks? But this is like kind of, it's adding video games plus theme park to me. It's like a logical progression. And I wish I didn't have to go all the way to Japan, although I want to go to Japan. So it's awesome.
So they did say that eventually they'll open them up in other parks around the world, which I mean,
there's got to be one in Florida or something
sooner rather than later. But I mean, I've always wanted to go to Japan. This is just another reation now. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's icing on the cake.
I'm gonna have to stay there for like a month to do everything I want to do, but
all right, fuck it, that's worth it. And like kind of like we were saying, like Nintendo is very kids friendly, but they're also like very like the fun, lighthearted kind of gaming one. Like PS4 and Xbox, they kind of go do wide breadth of everything. Nintendo, you kind of know what you're getting. You're getting kind of like a family friendly game. There are stuff that kind of pushes the boundaries a little, but nothing crazy. It's all kind of accepting. And part of their like shtick, well, not shtick, but just part of the thing being kid family centric, is one really cool thing that I sent you the other night. So Nintendo, and apparently they've been doing this, but there's just a new article about it. Nintendo has been partnering with a nonprofit. It's called Starlight Children's Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that aims to bring happiness to seriously ill children and their families. Basically brings game stations that they can wheel around to sick kids in their bed. So they've been doing this for 3 decades, but they're now rolling out Nintendo Switches as part of these game stations, which I just think is really cool. So the kids are obviously in the hospital, young, and like need something to take their mind off of like the morbid nature of what's in there. And anything like that is just incredible to me, whether whether charity can help with that and research. But also it's kind of cool that Nintendo is doing this, like, hey, let's just we don't know what to do to fix everything, but we can take your mind so you like feel like you're not here.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you just forget, hey, I'm sitting in a hospital all day, which to me is like, that's incredible, because like, let these kids have some fun.
Exactly. It's awesome. I mean, the fact that they've been doing it for 30 years and this is the first time I've heard about it is crazy. But I mean, these little consoles remind me of what like kids used to go play in Walmart or Best Buy or whatever when you go to try out the new game, and they look clean. It says they're super easy to clean with everything else that's going on in the world right now, which I mean, you got to keep the kids safe while they're already in the hospital for other issues.
Right.
So I mean, it's an awesome feeling to know that they're I mean, I hope they're also donating to the different charities to fund the research and all that. But like helping the kids at the same time is just icing on the cake.
Yeah, and I'm sure like we didn't go into all of Nintendo's like charitable. I'm sure they obviously do. So which is incredible. But this is just cool to say. What we can do today is to make you forget about. Hopefully, give you a couple hours.
And the fact that they're keeping it with like up-to-date games. Like I saw the article they have Breath of the Wild and Pokemon Go and
so it's
all of the newest games out there.
Yeah, they're putting so it's like it's got a little Mario on the stand. Like you said, they're easy to clean. They wheel them around. It comes it's the new ones are the Nintendo Switch. Since they've been doing it, like you said, for 30 years. They obviously have previous consoles. The new one has Switch and has more than 25 games on it, two of which Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Super Mario Party. I mean, Breath of the Wild, the kid's gonna be like
that's gonna keep a kid.
It's like 30 hours. Like kid can do it. So they've already delivered 7,200.
Oh wow!
More than 7,200 gaming stations to more than 800 hospitals and healthcare facilities, which is great. Now, see, like they call them gaming stations because it's not just like the Switch. They have the TV, the controllers. It's on wheels, like you said. It's easy to clean. That way, the controllers aren't going to die on them, and it's like you can just play as long. You don't have to worry about charging anything.
Minimal
like it's ready to go
for maximum. Efficiency.
And it's the Starlight Gaming aspect of the Starlight Children's Starlight Children's Foundation, and specifically called Starlight Gaming. And I mean, it's just an incredible thing. So
well done, Nintendo and Starlight.
Hell yeah. And it's beautiful to see. So just something we want to say that and the reason why it came up is because Starlight just announced that this new gaming station, which would be the Switch gaming station, after it debuted in December 2019, so last December, it's going to be now available to more and more children. That's why they're developing more of these to kind of give these kids a break and some fun. So I just kind of want to mention that. It's a beautiful thing. So Nintendo, way to go. We kind of give Nintendo shit, not really on this, but it's always like they're always kind of thought of as like the cousin. It's like the big boys are PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. It's like, let's like talk about this hardcore gaming, but it's not that we don't love Nintendo and stuff. It's just that no one competes with Nintendo directly.
Nintendo is their own.
Every Xbox fan or PlayStation fan or PC fan also, like, it's like almost an unsaid rule. It's, I still have a Nintendo because it's like it's not even considered like it's not like a competition. Like everybody's like Sony, Xbox, which is like just get whatever the fuck you want, PC, whatever, whatever you can afford to make sense for you economically and how you want to play, and the games listed. Obviously, there's no exclusive to Xbox. We don't need to go into that, but there just isn't, so it's a waste of money. But that's again, that would be one of my opinions coming out. But for the new Xbox, not generally before.
I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah, probably every episode of this podcast. But Nintendo just always stays around. It's like it's just always there. So, and they're always just doing great things. So, way to go, Nintendo, with that. And it's just awesome to see Super Nintendo World and the charities they're going with. I mean, it's wonderful. It's good stuff.
Top tier.
Yeah. All right. So let's switch it up. So let's go into off that like kind of like sad emotional note. I don't know of better transition, so I'm just going to be like transition, and that's it. That was the transition. So let's talk about 2020. Yeah, I guess. So 2020, it's over. We got out.
Thank you.
I mean, nothing really. The
survived.
vaccine's not here yet, so we're still kind of operating the same procedure. But it's nice to just be fucking done with that year. Hopefully, everybody's got a lot more fun things coming to them. But there was a lot of games that came out in 2020, so there were some good things. At least in the world of gaming. Obviously, we just talked about Nintendo's great thing, but let's talk about the games themselves that came out this year. So what there was a bunch, like Animal Crossing, if I'm keeping with Nintendo, but there was a bunch of games that came out in 2020. So what would be your favorite, or if you have a couple, what's your top 3?
So, I mean, I know what's going to be my top 2020 game eventually. I have not played it yet.
Okay.
But I know it will be is Miles Morales.
Okay. Yeah.
I've seen the reviews on it. You've told me about having played it. I do not have the PS5 yet because of
you can get it on PS4, but are you saving yourself?
I'm saving it for the next gen.
You want it to pop your cherry, your next gen cherry.
Yeah. So I have not played it yet, but everything I've read about it, I mean, it's the Spider-Man game even better. So
yeah, I mean that's
it is. And Spider-Man was probably my favorite game on PS4 of that entire generation at this point. So that's probably going to be number one. Another one that's a little smaller, Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah, I actually didn't get to play that a ton, but I've heard that's like
I had a lot of fun with it.
It's like basically like a narrative adventure for Minecraft.
Yeah, there's levels that you have to progress through that tell a story. You can, once you beat it the first time, you can play on harder and harder difficulties, unlock additional unlockables like weapons and armor and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. I poured a decent number of hours into it when it first played, and like I had a few friends that we all played together. It's up to 4 players, so it's a lot of fun. It's a time killer that you can play with your friends.
That's probably I've heard it was a lot of fun and great to play. There you go. There's an Xbox Game Studios game for you.
Yeah, and so then my last 2 games are similar in the aspect that everyone loved them for a while. One of them did not actually come out in 2020. It's an old game that got like a big boost.
Or just boosted.
So it's Among Us.
Okay, I knew you were going with that.
And the fact that it was on mobile and like PC, and like it was available to a wider audience because of that. Like it was just a lot of fun, and I had a lot of friends that we'd get together and play a few games every couple of nights or whatever. So
yeah,
and then Fall Guys is kind of in the same vein. So
that's fair. I mean, those are. I mean, all the games you just mentioned are like games that we've definitely talked about like a ton, and rightly so, because they're all like in fucking incredible games. Yeah, I would agree with Miles Morales. Actually, when I was making my list, I completely forgot about Miles Morales, which is funny because I'm like 1 trophy from platinuming it, and like I played it like 30 hours of it
straight. Yeah. I mean, I saw you on the PlayStation app.
Yeah, just like playing.
He's still playing. He's still going.
Now it's just I think it's because I'm almost like at 60 hours of Cyberpunk that it's like rewritten my brain.
I mean, that's totally a fair
just because I've been playing so damn much of it. But yeah, Miles Morales is definitely
probably number 2 at this point, though.
Yeah, it's probably number 2 of my it is so good though. So my number 1 didn't change. My number 1's Last of Us Part 2. It's it is like by far one of the best. It is the best narrative emotional story I've ever played in a game. There's nothing that's like close to it from a story and narrative structure. I don't agree with all the story decisions, but they are like it is like Oscar worthy everything. Which is why I won so many of the Game Awards for the writing, the story, the acting, all that shit. And then not to mention just best game of 2020 at the Game Awards and pretty much everywhere. Because even the gameplay of it was amazing. So all around game, Last of Us Part 2, incredible. Now my number 2 is probably Miles Morales now. My number 2 was originally Ghost of Tsushima, so which is also incredible.
I'm surprised it wasn't Cyberpunk. That was
Cyberpunk was 3, but now moving forward because I haven't because it is very buggy right now. So I'm also kind of like when it's fixed, when Cyberpunk those bugs are fixed, which the big patch comes out in January, which we're in. So it's probably like 10 days away.
Anymore, every game is buggy on launch. So
you got to give. It was excessively buggy on launch. It was like a Bethesda level 7 Fallout 76 buggy at launch. Yeah, so
As long as they fix it though, like
right, exactly. That's my thing. It's like it's fine. And like I've just been doing side quests. Like I said, I'm almost 60 hours in. I've just been doing side quests. I've been on the
you
final.
Mean you're playing it like a Bethesda game as well.
Yeah, I've been on the final main quest for like 12 hours, maybe 14.
Yeah.
Like since
Makes
like
sense.
hour like 35, I could have finished the actual game. But I'm like, I got another side quest. Oh, I found another star. And then it spawned like 50 more star. And it's so interesting. And then I'm like leveling up and getting unlocking so much different areas and stuff in the game that I'm like, well, I just want to fucking do all of this now.
Well, yeah, I mean that's how you have to play those type of games. If it's open world, you get to the final main quest, and then you do everything else and come back to the final main quest.
Exactly. And like I know I can like at the end of the game like probably go back and do some stuff, but like I'm like, I want to have all the goodies because I know there's other games I want to play. So it's like when I beat it, I want to be like, all right, I'll probably want to take a break to fully something else. Exactly. So like I want to like get everything out of this. But I know they're having free DLC that's also coming out soon in the next month or two.
Oh, okay.
After the patch, or it might come with the patch, they were saying, which adds new quests and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it'll keep me back in. And they have like planned free DLC.
So
all
maybe
year.
It would be good for you to take a break now, play something else, and then you'll get sucked
that's why I'm like, maybe I'll
DLC
finish
anyway.
it just so I because there's like 5 endings.
Oh
so
yeah, I remember you saying that.
It's all how you play. There's 4 real endings and there's a secret ending. But I'm almost have enough to unlock the secret ending the first time. So that's why I'm kind of like, oh, I can do this.
Do that first and then do the
yeah, so that way I can get all of them. But yeah, I don't know for sure. I'm just kind of like thinking through everything. But yeah, I mean, anyways, so I could talk about Cyberpunk all day. It's so fucking
I'm sure
good.
You already have.
It's so good, and they're gonna do what they did with The Witcher, which The Witcher had 16 free DLC packs.
Oh, wow.
Witcher 3, and it sounds like Cyberpunk's doing the same thing. So they're gonna have like new free DLC almost like every other month, pretty much.
I'm sure I'll get Cyberpunk eventually as well, because I am one of the ones with the base PS4 model.
Yeah, so it won't work at all.
I could not play Cyberpunk even if I wanted to.
Yeah, the only reason it works for me is because I'm playing the PS4 copy on PS5, and that's another thing. It's like I want it when the PS5 copy actually comes out because you get the free upgrade. That's when I really want to see it too, because like half of me is like I've said before.
Is that also coming out? Once a patch that's coming out?
I don't think they haven't officially acknowledged that. I'm guessing it's probably closer to March or April.
Okay.
But half of me is like, if I see that like 50% off on like Steam, I'll just get it on PC because I need to like utilize all the cool stuff because it looks good. But then I see videos of like other like people on ultra graphics, what my PC can do. But on like the PS5 will probably be pretty close to that if they release that actual copy. It's like it looks fucking like surreal. So I'm like, man, I gotta get to that. So
yeah, I mean, and any game anymore, like playing on a high-end gaming PC versus anything else is night and day difference.
Yeah, well, and especially because they made that such a huge focus of this.
Yeah,
and the way that it's set up with all the neon lights and the structure of the city, it's like fully built to utilize all the capabilities of like current graphics and like the high end tier ray tracing and all that and the different DLSS shaders and all that kind of cool shit. So it's like it's like you gotta see it and get the RTX on and all that shit. So I mean I will literally stare and look at like a puddle with reflections for like an hour.
Oh yeah,
in like one of those good games. So that's kind of what gets me excited because it really feels like you're in like fucking Blade Runner or something.
Yeah,
like in the game.
It's crazy what you can do with the graphics nowadays.
But yeah, so Cyberpunk was my third. It's probably 4. So let's go Last of Us, Miles Morales, Ghost of Tsushima, Cyberpunk.
Solid
Cyberpunk will also probably be on my 2021 list because it doesn't come out till PS5 until 2021, which we're in now. So that's how I can kind of usurp that. But yeah, it's actually all 4 of those games. If you haven't played any of them, I suggest play all of them. Those are the games that like if you haven't played, you need to play them. Like, and I will urge you if you like any type of gaming, especially single player narrative games. They're phenomenal. Microsoft Flight Simulator also really fun, but it's kind of like there's no narrative story
on there for you.
Yeah. It's just like a fun jump in, jump out kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking of like games like I'll jump in and jump out on my PC on that, but like I'm not spending forever in there. Teardown I also love. Phasmophobia also huge on there. Valorant's huge on there. But those are all kind of like jump in, jump out multiplayer games. I was except Flight Simulator. I was kind of more thinking of like the overall best game, like end to end.
Yeah.
And it really is those, which happen to all be like PlayStation exclusives, exception of Cyberpunk, but it's just they're just incredible. So I urge, if you have the capability, to play all those games. I think you can't go wrong. Also, Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal should be on that list. I think that was
everybody loves Doom.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was also 2020. I mean, there's just so many fucking good games. That's the thing. A lot of that came out in 2020.
There were a lot of.
There's so many good games that came out this year, and it's like hard to remember all.
I mean, well, being stuck at home, it was the perfect time for all these companies to release all these games, and
perfect time.
They capitalized.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Cyberpunk maybe a little too early, but could have held. They could have held that till 2021. We had enough, but yeah, I mean. Yeah, Doom would also probably round out that list on number 5, to be honest. But yeah, if any of those games, if you haven't played them, just fucking get any of them. Promise should be good. If you love Last of Us, you need to play it. You might not agree with the story decisions, but finish it.
Yeah,
you'll understand why, and it will make sense. Remember, it doesn't make it good or bad because it's against your opinion. That's not what makes something good or bad. So, like, I didn't agree with all the decisions, but I'm also not like the game sucks because it made decisions that I don't agree with. It's like, I still understand the narrative story structure.
Have rational thought.
Yes, it made sense for the characters in the game, which is what's important. That's what makes it good. So yeah. Anyways, I mean, I've went off on so many tangents on that game, on Cyberpunk. I could do it again. People are probably like, "Will you please shut the fuck up about those games?" But they're so good. But Doom Eternal also, just to throw in a random shooter, fucking awesome. That is just hell yeah. Going to hell. Balls to the walls. Literally. Yeah. Fucking fun ass game. Those would be the ones that I would say definitely pick up and check out. Have you played any of those actually?
No. Last of Us 2 is I'm going to be getting it. I haven't yet. I have all these.
Are you just like waiting for PS5 to get like a lot of these?
Most likely at this point. And then I mean, I just had a lot going on at the end of the year. As you know.
You did get married.
I mean, I got married.
But that's like a day. You had plenty of time. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of planning that goes into that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that wasn't you.
I had to help some. Yeah. But between that and just holidays and then the honeymoon and work and all that, it's just I didn't have enough time. So
yeah.
I had enough time for like 1 or 2 games that I'd like bounce between, and that was about it.
That's why those easy games like you're talking about, well, kind of like Valorant, Flight Simulator, Phasmophobia, Among Us, Fall Guys, you can jump in, jump out of those games in like 30. Like, I got 30 minutes. Let's do it. Or I got 5 hours. Like you can do both. But Last of Us 2, you're not like just jumping in for 30 minutes. Like you're fucking in for 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, I want to be able to sit down for like 2 to 3 hours at least. Just play a solid chunk before I get off of that game.
Right. You don't want any interruptions. And that's the same with Tsushima. That's the same with Cyberpunk. It's the same with Miles Morales.
Probably not so much with Doom Eternal, but I mean,
Doom Eternal would be the one that's closer to jumping and jump out. Although it does have a pretty good story and there's so much shit that's happening. You're just having too much fun.
You're going to just get sucked in.
Yeah.
You're going to want to keep blowing up.
All those games are the games that like you touch and then all of a sudden it's like the sun went down. You're like, oh shit.
Wait, when did it get to be 3 a.m.?
Right. Exactly. You're like, I'm going to bed early tonight. And then all of a sudden it's 3 a.m. You're like, fuck, I got to get up in like 3 hours for work.
Yeah.
Like, those are those games. So those you need to
thank God I don't have a commute anymore.
Yeah. Well, are you guys good for? Are you just still at home for?
I mean, as far as I heard, until at least June or July.
So basically, until you can get a vaccine,
most likely.
You're not
who knows at that point? They may just give everyone the option if you want.
I've heard some companies
I'd like
doing
to be going back into the office at least like twice a week just to kind of get out of the house, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And sometimes, sometimes meetings are just better face to face.
Yeah, I agree with that. And like, obviously, I think it's more like you said, like in June, it'll be more comfortable, obviously. Because there's like, if you want the vaccine, you could have got it by then. So then it's like, you'll feel comfortable.
Exactly.
And then it's fine. But I definitely get you back getting out of the house. As much as I love how close I am and I can go and I can game and I love sitting on the couch and I'll sit on the couch with the laptop or like in the office, the laptop. And then, right after work, as soon as it's 5 o'clock, I can just immediately boot up PS5 or the PC and just start gaming or whatever. I don't have like 40-minute travel time and any of that bullshit.
Like roughly 40 minutes between the round trip. So.
Yeah, so that's great, but at the same point, like I just gotta get the fuck out of this house. And it's like, I mean, you came over and I was like, all right, well now that we do the video pod, It's like, all right, I'll shower. I put on like cologne. Like you guys can't smell me. Like it's just like, well, you can, but like I'm in the video. The video can't. But like it's like I don't go out anywhere, but I need to pretend like I'm going out.
You
like
need to present yourself
mentally,
mentally and physically that you're awake and ready for this.
Yeah, and exactly. And obviously, I used the Glad You Game Pod shower mix. It's on Spotify. It's a public playlist. Can't add to it for all your gaming thing. We're still rocking the Vin Diesel and the Blood Dragon love theme as my current showering mix. But feel free to add more to anybody in the chat or just listening throughout the week. So it's GYGP for Glad You Game Pod. GYGP shower mix on Spotify.
Glad You Game shower mix.
Yeah. Got to shower some game music, man. You got to get into it. But anyways, yeah. So 2020 has been nuts, but we got a lot to look forward to in 2021. Speaking of which, a lot is like we said, there's a fuckload of games that came out in 2020 that it's like hard to pick your best. There's a fuckload of games coming out in 2021.
Yes.
Like some that you you might have not been like, didn't even realize that was coming out.
Well, and the best part is it's all now next gen.
Yeah,
the majority of them are going.
The majority are not going to be ported where they're trying to support old hardware. Exactly. They're going to be like, we're just Xbox Series X, we're just Xbox Series X or PS5. Like we're just
exactly.
For you guys.
And
which is not to say anything against the old hardware. It's just like it's a different quality level because they can expect that there's this much hardware that's going to allow them to do certain things aggressively.
And it's there's a solid list.
Yeah,
I'm excited for this next.
Let's go through top most participated. How many do you have today?
So I have 4 right now.
You have 4.
Yes.
Okay. I think you told me you had 4 before. So I kind of guessed these.
I actually only had 3 before when I told you. So
I kind of guessed these because I was like, you were like, oh, I didn't realize this game was coming out in 2021. So I just pulled up like 2021 games, and then knowing you, we were like sitting in my kitchen. I was like, I bet I can guess all of these games.
All 3 of them, yes.
And I pulled up, all I did was just Google top 2021. I think it was literally top 2021 games, something like that. And I'm just looking at the list of everything. And the first one I see is like, oh, one's definitely Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah. I mean, Horizon.
That should be on everybody's list.
I mean, that first game was amazing. That was one of my favorite games until Spider-Man for the entire PS4 generation.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be fucking awesome. I'm sure they're going to, there's no reason to not think they're not going to draw that. The other one, I knew because I felt it from basically, I think do we have an echo? I don't know.
That might be my phone.
Oh, we got a little echo.
I can't turn the volume all the way down. I don't think.
Oh, you don't have a mute thing?
No, it doesn't mute. Maybe if I don't think it's too bad. I don't think.
Okay. But the other one I was looking is another one that Sage and I talk about a lot, especially because they related the developer last week related it to very similar to Bully. And that's Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay. Yep. Yeah.
And when you relate anything to Rockstar's Bully, and then it's Harry Potter, I'm like, I'm fucking in, dude. Like,
well, and I mean, I know this is also one of the games that you and me talked about the last time I was, the first time I was on.
Yeah, because
I actually have been on here twice before now.
Yes. So this is one of the ones from the
PS4 showcase.
Yeah, the showcase,
the PS5 showcase.
Yeah, that they showed. That was just like, yeah, that obviously makes sense. And the other one, when you said, "Oh, I didn't realize that was a 2021 game," I knew what it was immediately, and it was Gotham Knights.
Yes.
And I was like, that has to be Gotham Knights. So.
Yeah, that. I mean, I was always a fan of the Arkham series. I bought every single one of them, and it looks like that on crack, kind of, with the 4 different players that you can be and everything.
Yeah, and the confusing thing, this was coming out the same time as another Batman game. I forget what it's called because one is in the Arkham universe and one is not in the Arkham universe. And there's 2 coming out next year.
I did not realize that.
There's Gotham Knights and it's Gotham Knights and something else.
Interesting.
So Gotham Knights is not in the Arkhamverse. Gotham Knight is not the one that's a continuation of the Arkham series. There is another one
that is,
and I can't remember what the hell that one was.
Well, I mean, either way, Gotham Knights looks dope, and it looks like it would be kind of similar to how the Arkham series played.
Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League is the one that is the continuation of the Arkham universe.
So that's 2022. Suicide Squad?
Yeah, yes.
Interesting.
And Kill the Justice League. So
that about that.
Well, that's 2022.
Well, we can talk about that this time next year.
Yeah, exactly. But this is made by WB Games Montreal, who are the ones who made the prequel Arkham game. That wasn't really it wasn't really a prequel to that series, but that's what was it? Not Arkham Knight, not Arkham City.
I
was like
I
Batman.
bought that one as well, and I can't remember what. I don't have my phone to look it up. So
yeah, that's right. That's I Arkham Origins.
Yes,
that was it. Yes. And that was it. So this is the same developer as that, but not the same developer as the Arkham series.
Okay, all right. I mean,
that's the
either way, it
Squad
still looks pretty cool. I will probably get it because
it looks fucking awesome.
I like all of those Batman games. So
I mean, they do. It's just nice that now all the gaming, it's like movies are getting better now, but games are just nailing.
Yeah,
because they're taking the proper time and they're really investing. Because it came out a couple weeks ago. The gaming industry in 2020, all of Hollywood plus sports combined, gaming beat both.
Oh wow!
For a global revenue. So it's like, that's like.
Well, you said for 2020,
right? So that's why it's kind of like they lost some, but they were already.
Sports definitely lost a lot. So
well, they were already the top business ever for the last 5 years.
Okay,
but they were not combining two businesses.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But if you combine Hollywood and I think it's the NFL.
Well, so yeah, I mean, it definitely makes more sense. Let's see what happens in 2021.
Well, I mean, it was still number one the last 5 years too.
I'm
wasn't
saying,
double.
But not the combined aspect.
That's crazy. Yeah. Although they do think it's going to be a $200 billion thing industry in the next 2 years. It was 120. I mean, 120 bill. I mean, it's why would it not? It's what everything's.
You've got to think like everyone nowadays that comes of age to get some type of gaming console is
well, there is no of age. That those rating things are bullshit.
Well,
I get why they rate it, but people just
until kids
you play Call of Duty when you're 12.
I'm
it's
saying
a mature
until kids like 8 or 9, you're not getting a gaming console.
Oh yeah.
So like,
but that's a point. But there were 9 playing Call of Duty. I mean, you're on those chats.
Oh, I totally agree with you.
You're on those mics.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like. How everyone jokes about how Xbox Live,
the old Xbox Live, you wouldn't survive the original Xbox Live.
That still goes on nowadays.
Yeah,
it's just it's not in text anymore.
Yeah, they well, they are with their like voice management systems. It's a little bit better because they know they're being recorded and can get like reported. Original OG Xbox Live was like
awful,
wild west of anything that's a terrible word, like in the most worst way. But my point was like a mature game, 9-year-olds playing.
Oh yeah.
But just like a 9-year-old might watch an R-rated movie at home. It's like they like just like, who gives a shit?
You mean your childhood growing up?
I was 3.
I mean that too. I was trying to give you a little bit.
Yeah, Aliens, Predator, Die Hard, all when I was 3, baby. All one day. It was great. It was a good day.
Great Christmas movie right there.
Die Hard. Hell yeah, watch this Christmas, baby. But yeah, so I guess 3. Now you said there's a 4th one. So there's one that happened.
I mean, I had to look something up for you to actually try to guess on the pod.
Okay, so it's not one. So it's 2021 game.
Yes.
Damn, because I was 3 for 3. The probability of me getting another one. So there's a couple that I would say. I don't think you would like those.
Yeah, and I bet you I could guess at least one of those is the Resident Evil.
Yeah,
and obviously that's not going to be one of mine.
Yes, because Grubel does not like horror games. The other one was close. I'm thinking closer is Dying Light 2 because I think you like that parkour stuff, but I think you're also scared of the zombie stuff. So
I played Dying Light. I mean, it's not my favorite game, but I'll play it a little bit because the parkour piece of it is fun.
I'll go.
I feel like you should be able to get this.
Far Cry 6.
No.
Damn. It was between Far Cry. It's not Hitman 3.
No.
It could be. Maybe Deathloop is Sages. I know that. Ghostwire Tokyo is one of them.
I think it's one that you're forgetting that it. Well, I guess there's probably a chance that it might not be 2021, but right now it's announced for 2021 and it's Ragnarok.
What the fuck? Oh, God of War Ragnarok. Yeah. Is that still on 2021? Yeah, it is.
Last I saw it was.
Yes.
So, I mean, we obviously know that there's been a lot less.
That was on the second. That was on the second page of this thing. If I would have saw that, I would have been like.
That's actually,
also, there is another one though.
That's why I missed it at the beginning.
There's another one. Is the remake of Prince of Persia is also.
So I saw that. I was. It was one that I thought about. but I was like, since it's a remake, I'm gonna leave it off my list right now. But
Ragnarok.
I did love the original Prince of Persia game.
Yeah, I have a feeling Ragnarok's gonna slip.
I totally agree with you.
I don't want
honestly.
it to, but like I want it to be the best possible. The PlayStation Showcase, actually, these are all shipped from the PlayStation Showcase.
Yeah.
So the last time you were here,
most of them,
yeah.
Gotham Knights wasn't on the showcase.
Yeah, but the Ragnarok, yeah, we just showed the symbol in blue or whatever.
So I mean, that's kind of why I'm in agreement with you that I think it's going to slip to 2022. But I think right now what they were hoping for is to be like holiday season of 2021. So.
Yeah, I mean they could still hit that.
There's still plenty.
Who knows
of time,
how much development it already had prior to that announcement. So, and to be honest, they do hit their dates pretty often, but this year kind of fucked everybody's dates up. So it's just what it is.
I mean, everything slipped a little bit at least, just because. I mean,
all right. So I didn't get that one because I forgot about that one, but I'll take 3 out of 4, 75%. I'm fine with that. So what do you think? So I probably have.
I mean, I know Resident Evil's.
Well, for the record, God of War would be on my list, so I won't reuse any of yours.
Okay, and I already got one, and I know
Resident Evil Village is the number one. Yeah. It is like. To be honest, it is the number one with including all the stuff you talked about. It is like I am so fucking excited because it's not a remake. It is Resident Evil 8, baby. I am fucking ready. I'm getting pumped right now just thinking about it. Let's go.
I wish I had my phone so I could look at like the list of games because I'm sure I could pick a couple.
I know.
But I can't even like look at like the list, so I don't even know. I can't remember what else.
I keep forgetting. Here's what I'll do.
No worry. Honestly, you can just tell me. I'm not too worried about guessing right now. So it's just.
Tell you my top 4.
Yeah, other than Resident Evil.
So I won't reuse because some of the like Horizon would be on there, God of War would be on there, and Hogwarts would be on there. Resident Evil is just number 1 for me.
Yeah.
But just to make it more interesting, so it's not the same. I shared this with Sage is Deathloop. I think is going to be incredible. I don't
know much about that one.
It's a really cool looking game. So excited about that. Ghostwire Tokyo. Hitman 3, Far Cry 6. Not really. Dying Light 2 is on my list.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Dying Light 2 and Far Cry 6 are definitely games I'm most likely going to play.
Little Nightmares 2, maybe.
They're just not like a top game that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
they're not something I'm going to get right away. It'll probably be
right. Just see how it feels out,
kind of deal.
Yeah. Well, I'd be surprised if you got Little Nightmares.
Well, no, not Little Nightmares. I was talking about Dying Light 2 and. I forget.
Even Dying Light 2 surprised me because it's zombies. I mean,
but
it's like the cool part. It's like too fun or something.
It's fun. I enjoyed playing like the parkour aspect of the first one, and then I just hide inside during the night. I mean, just get away from the night. Just go.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to like go through.
Yeah, I mean, I just avoid those missions. Just run around during the day doing parkour and stuff. And
it's fair enough.
I don't know. It's a fun game to just kind of screw around on.
Gotcha. The one that it's not, I wouldn't say anticipated. It's more of just I'm intrigued to see how it works is New World, which is Amazon's MMORPG. It was supposed to come out in May. It got delayed till early 2021. Some release copies did come out for like Twitch streamers and stuff to like play and check out.
So is it going to be like comparable to any other type of MMORPG?
Yeah, you would like, I think like ESO, I think would be kind of close to it.
I mean, I played that a lot. I enjoyed that.
World of Warcraft ESO. What's the Dungeons and Dragons one we all played a shitload of?
Neverwinter
Nights, yes.
Okay.
Probably something like that. It's supposed to be a lot more options in it, so you can play.
Who did you say
can
was
play
from?
Solo. You can Amazon Game Studios. Yeah.
I mean, that definitely sounds like something I'll play.
Proprietary engine, Amazon Lumberyard. It's a stupid fucking name for an engine, but
I mean, whatever helps. Whatever.
Mid 1600s, players colonize a fictional land. It's because you can actually like build in it.
So are we like committing like genocide, like people coming to a new land and like destroying the inhabitants? And
I would assume that's got to be part of it. Maybe against like rival factions and stuff like that. Yeah,
just like Columbus coming to the New World.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of what the fucking thing looks like. So, but it's obviously MMO, so I think it's like kind of what you want. I think it's gonna be similar to Conan because it looks like you can like Conan Exiles because Conan Exiles you can actually claim land and build and stuff like that and create your own
attack.
Yeah.
Which I'm interested in all that. A little bit of that game.
I'm interested in all that. It's just it's a lot, but really what interests me is not even just like the open sandbox stuff and all that. Just like how's Amazon going to do delivering a game? They've done another game before this, but this is like their big one. So it'd be
game did
interesting.
they do before?
Some really shitty FPS game.
I mean, that might be all you need to say about it then. So
Amazon Game Studios, what was it called?
I mean, the Amazon does shows, movies, everything else. Might as well
Crucible.
dip there. Crucible.
They've actually done
of that.
They've actually, well, it was actually canceled because I think it was so bad. They did like the Grand Tour game.
Okay.
Which like based off the show, the Grand Tour, which is really based Top Gear that they like bought.
Okay.
They did Airport Mania and all that in 2010, but those were previous studios. The first one actually done by Amazon Gaming Studios was Living Classics on Facebook, which is like, they're all like these really shitty App Store games, but like this is their first like we're going.
I mean,
if to the wall, so
if they do it right,
yeah.
I mean, that's awesome.
It
sounds like it'll be interesting for sure. It's probably a game that I would try out depending on the price tag to get in.
Yeah, it's probably. I guess I could have just had that up. I think it's one of the free-to-play ones that
has like a free. It's a freemium game, basically.
Oh wait, no, the game will be using buy-to-play business model, but because of that, you pay $60. There's no monthly subscription fee, so you paying the $60 up front. You don't have to pay like the 15. Unlike what World of Warcraft was, which was you pay the $60 and you still pay like 15 a month.
15 a month, yeah.
It was like the ultimate back when you could do that, and now it's like, well, we don't need to do that because now they're like, oh, we can just fucking have loot crates.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh yeah, so that's how
I hate that model.
That's how the free to play models work. Though you get a lot more free games, and you can earn the XP and spend the time to grind the fuck out of something.
Yeah, but then you're so far behind the regular players if you don't spend money.
Right.
I have a couple of freemium games that I may or may not play on my phone that suck a little bit of money out of me, but
that just it happens when it's like $1 or $2, and you're like, it's like $1. Who gives a shit? But the problem is when you think, it's like $1, like a couple times a week, and then all of a sudden you realize maybe you had one day you thought that like 4 times, and all of a sudden you spend $500 in a month, and you're like, whoa, yeah. I've actually never done. I think the worst I ever spent was like. On one of those games was like $10 or $15. It was like Madden Ultimate Team.
I have one that has like a monthly, like a 30-day like resupply thing that's like $10 for the month. So
you get like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you get a bunch
of
Valorant.
Stuff I get the I've gotten the battle pass for Valorant.
That's essentially what I kind of look at this as. Is it's like the battle pass for that type of game. So they all do that now. I'll dump $10 into it a month as long as I keep it reasonable.
Oh, as long as you're playing it all the time, it's providing you that.
As long as it's providing you enjoyment and it's not fiscally harming you outside of the game.
Right. If you can't afford it, don't fucking do it. Like,
I'm not advocating for anyone to spend money they do not
have. Psychonauts 2 is also coming out. I actually never really played the first one, and I know that's like blasphemy because everybody's like it's fucking incredible, but like just never did. Although it's got so much fucking chatter about it. It's like shit. Like I need to go play the first one, or like I'm just gonna get stoked on it on the second one. So I'm kind of like in between that. But yeah, those my main ones. Yeah, but Resident Evil's like can't wait. I mean, Hitman 3 I'm actually excited about, but it's not like one of my most. But that comes out in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
So
yeah, I mean, I
actually lose anticipation when it's closer because then I'm like, it's pretty much already here. Like, I don't care anymore.
You're the opposite of Cartman in South Park, where he can't wait to get to the release of
the freeze
goes into the future.
Well, I can't wait, but like when I'm in like a 2 week window, I'm good. Like I'm like, it's fucking here. When it's like 2 years away, I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait.
Yeah.
But when it's in the 2 weeks, like I got that. I waited I got the 18 months down. Like it's not a problem. That's like Resident Evil, I'm like, what the fuck? But when Resident Evil's like, we're in like, I don't even know
when is it supposed to come out? Is it like summer? Or?
I don't even know if they've now. I think it's just a 2021, which terrifies me
because that's whenever you say that at this point in the year, it's like okay, that's going to be a holiday release, which means there's a chance it could slip. So
yeah, and I mean like. They announced it at the PlayStation 5 again showcase. Just said schedule for 2021 for Windows, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X.
There were a lot of things that were.
And again, this is a full next gen only.
Yeah,
which is really now current gen.
Yeah,
because they are out. They are out.
They are. That's true. There's current gen and previous gen now.
Right. So we moved the needle. Like we've changed the year. We've changed the gen. But yeah, it still says 2021.
It still annoys me.
And when you're
that I
in
don't
the
have
year
one.
that it's supposed to come out, that's what I'm like, fucking put a date on the goddamn
Yeah.
thing. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I heard they're resupplying a shitload though. It sounded like they amped it like 4 times.
Hopefully.
So like for like it's supposed to be like February and March. They're gonna have like as anybody who wants one will be able to get one.
I mean, that would be awesome. I just know at this point, like I've been like.
So we're talking about the PlayStation 5 restock,
yes.
by the way. I realized
I've been waiting and just I haven't even seen anything get restocked in like 4 or 5 days now.
Yeah, there's a huge third shipment, massive third shipment. Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon published a day ago.
Okay. I haven't looked
to like
in the last
cover
24 hours, so.
Oh, it's actually a lot sooner than I thought. It's supposed to be like
next week.
It'll be within the next 2 weeks, and this is published on the 31st of December.
Okay, cool.
So,
all right, so I'll have to look into that a little bit more. I just know the last time I saw something like restock was like almost 5 days ago now.
Yeah, it says it will be within the next by January 14th, roughly. So
okay,
almost by the next episode of this pod, you might have one.
Cool. That'd be awesome,
cool, right? That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I got like PlayStation gift cards and stuff for like the store because like I couldn't get my PlayStation 5. I was like, all right, well, I've got all the money for the games that I want for the next gen. I just don't have the next gen console.
Right.
But I'll get it eventually.
But then when you get the console, you can just like bang, bang, bang. Especially with like the PlayStation app, you can like. I love that you can just like buy it. So actually, what I did before I got the PS5 is but after I ordered it, so I owned it. It was coming. I just physically
didn't have the physical thing.
I bought some of the games.
Yeah.
So then I could just be like download.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, that's basically what I will more than likely do.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So because once it's in, it's like let's fucking go. Yeah. But yeah. So. Yeah, so that's kind of our I think we kind of hit everything except we didn't go into GTA Online. Actually, the one thing we were going to talk about.
We did not.
So we talked about the new. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. I talked about the GTA, supporting big new piece of content. Really, they're obviously haven't done a game for officially a full generation. They skipped the entire last generation because GTA 5 came out on PS3.
Yeah.
So
it's been a long time.
They did not make a PS4 Grand Theft Auto, which is crazy, but it's still like one of the top selling games ever. I mean, it is the number 1 selling game of all time, but one of the top selling games like almost monthly. But they still support by GTA Online. They push content out there constantly,
all the time.
But this is the first major content with like kind of like a new island, real voice actors, kind of a new narrative story, new not just like the Diamond Casino heist. It is a new heist, but they also added like a whole new area you can go and a bunch of new stuff. So this is the first major update. But also one of the cool things, which I'm not sure if you're aware, when this happened, they were interviewing the developers. They're like, so is this like where you guys are going? You're just going to keep updating GTA Online? That is like what we're doing. And they're like, no, we haven't given up on single player narrative experiences. That is still actually our driving factor. Okay. And we will be having a big update about that. So they pretty much basically confirmed Grand Theft Auto 6 by saying that. So it's like, dude, just fucking tell us.
Yeah, I know.
Because when the new map came out, people thought the way the roads looked, they were like, it looks like a Roman numeral 6. And it's like, all right, dude, just like whatever. Like, just fucking.
I didn't actually see that, but now that I think about it, I get the idea behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, I'll wait till they actually say and the location. We were saying it can't just be one place. Should have some Dubai in it. Like maybe it's like LA, New York, and Dubai, and you can kind of go to any of them.
That would be cool.
Like without really cool. loading screens, and it involves you jumping around to all those. That'd be kind of cool. Or maybe England, which I was talking about, like the Getaway, which I don't even remember because Sage didn't remember that. Which is kind of like the London version of Grand Theft Auto. They made 2 games. It was fun. It wasn't made as well. But it's because Rockstar is like top quality. It's like comparing somebody to Valve when they actually make a fucking game, which they did with Half-Life Alyx. Anyway, I'm gonna go down a tangent. Anyways, Sage, Grubal actually played the new Grand Theft Auto heist. So we'll do that real quick. Then we'll do some trivia. We didn't forget that. I know you probably can't look up trivia, so I'll just ask you some.
Yeah, that works.
And like that works better for me because it makes it feel like I know all the things. And you don't get to ask me.
I know
anything.
how much you love knowing all.
Yes. And that way you don't get to ask me. So everybody's like, wow, that guy just knows all the things. But yeah, it's just a fact. Anyway, so let's walk through the new Grand Theft Auto. Like you've been playing it like a fuckload. So kind of like how GTA Online was and how it is now, and like the new content and like how you feel about it.
Yeah. So I mean, I played GTA Online when it first came out, like back when I was in college a lot.
Long time ago.
Then I stopped playing for a while because they released some stuff like the Oppressor Mark II, which was a flying bike and had missiles and all this kind of stuff, and it just made kind of play, because if you didn't have one of you
just get the shit kicked out. You just blown up,
So it's like, all right, I'm done with this. But then recently, like, some buddies had gotten back into it, so I re-downloaded it, got back into the online, was actually playing some of the heists. The Diamond Casino heist was quote unquote the best money maker in the game. It had been like released almost a year ago, I feel like, or maybe earlier this year. It was a good time. And then they released Cayo Perico. And that is a solo player's grind.
Is that the new?
Yes. Cayo Perico heist is the new heist. It's the new update. And it is a solo grinder's dream. You
don't have to do it with anybody.
No, this heist can be run completely solo.
That's awesome.
If you get your routes down and know how to like avoid the guards, you can grind this thing and basically make $1 million or more every 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours. So it's very easy to.
Is $1 million a lot in that game though? Because they're like giving away $1 million until GTA 5 comes out on PS5. Right, it's once a month until it comes out on PS5.
I mean, like, there are a lot of like cars and planes and everything else that can cost $4, $5, $6 million.
Right.
So like having to do that time and time again, where before this heist, the most you could make was from the Diamond Casino heist, and you averaged probably 500 grand.
But you had to have people.
You had to have at least 2 people. You had to have at least one other person with you for the Diamond Casino heist.
Okay.
The fact you can run this solo is just crazy. It makes me think that Rockstar is going to be dropping some really like high price type of items into the game soon. I mean, they've already got stuff that costs $10 million a pop if you buy like the most luxurious stuff in the
like
game.
Apartments or something.
No, this is like there's a super yacht that has like 2 helicopter pads, and like you can get like chrome fittings and all this kind of stuff. It costs $10 million. There's like other cars and planes that can be like 6 or 7 million that you store in hangars that can cost 5 or 6 million. So just everything adds up a lot. So being able to grind money that quickly when it's more than double what it previously was is a solo player's dream. And I enjoy running it back to back to back because I don't grind it as efficiently as I could, but like the fact that everything can spawn in different locations and you can always find a different grouping of the secondary targets to take. It makes it fun, and you can do different approaches with different vehicles. There's a stealth helicopter, there's a patrol boat, there's a plane you can fly in on disguised as a smuggler. You can do stealth entry and exits. There's just a lot of different ways to run it that make it fun, like continuously fun. And having like 1 or 2 people that I run it with consecutively just makes it.
Do you get more money if you run it with more people, or is it the same output? Because you have to split the bank, I guess, right?
So there's the primary target, which you always have room for, and can range in price or in take from like 900 grand to like 1.5 or something, depending on which tier you get. And then there are secondary targets. So like the primary target, you always have to split with however many people you take. So if you're taking more people, you're going to end up averaging less because you have to split that target. But the secondary targets, the more people you take, the more you can take home. So 2 people can probably average around 900 to $1 million. But if you're by yourself and you get a full like secondary loot bag, you can probably take home 1.4 easy. $1.4 million at a time. And like that's
nice. That's pretty good.
I mean, for being able to do that in like an hour and a half, 2 hours of time, like that's really quick when the previous best was probably like 500 grand to 600 grand max. So you're more than doubling the output of money to people overnight by releasing this.
Which is fucking awesome, especially when you have all that stuff coming out. And like I said, they're going to give away the PS5 copy for free as long as you're playing the PS4 copy.
So I definitely feel like they're trying.
So I got to download it soon just to play it, just so I can get the free.
Yeah, they're trying to pull all these players that used to play back in, I feel like, and then I don't know if they're going to drop a brand new content or if they're going to finally announce Grand Theft Auto 6 kind of deal, and then like, oh, you've got all these people that are hooked on 5.
Right, so you now have this massive
6.
base.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
So
Okay, so let's jump into some trivia.
Yeah.
Let's get in. So now you got kind of a more in-depth knowledge of like what happened in Grand Theft Auto Online because I haven't played it Sage Jam. We were both talking like we both got to get back into it. And I know you
It's a lot of
and
fun.
Ray
yeah.
and all that group in. So I was talking to Ray about that the other day. I was like, I gotta join one of these things. So I haven't played it for like 6 years.
Oh yeah,
So
I mean
like,
that was me until a month.
I don't
and a
even
half
think
ago.
I can like you guys would be like, blah, I'll jump and I'll be like, I'm moving still. Like, I'll
Yeah,
be like the old man. I'll be like my dad trying to play my PS4.
I think
He'll be
we
like, how do you move? And I'll be like, how do I drive the car? Like,
Yeah,
I haven't played Grand Theft Auto in so long.
Oh yeah, I mean I think we just picked it back up like probably a week or two before my wedding, so it's
Okay.
not like we've been back in it long.
But now you're in a cadence.
This heist, yeah, me and Ray have grinded this heist a bunch, and like we know how to do it. So like we just give like our other friends that don't have the ability to grind it like the higher cuts and make them extra money like quicker. So it definitely helps because you can also split how people get the take. Like if you have four people,
pick like the percentages.
You can do 25, 25, 25, 25. But like
you be like a dick and be like 80.
Oh yeah, so like when it first starts up, if you're doing it 2 people, it'll have 85% on the leader and 15% on the but and like sometimes some heists require like setup money, so like the
you have to put investment in. Yeah.
So like they're getting a higher cut and it makes sense. But
right
at this point, like I just split it either evenly or give other people an extra
because you guys just have so much.
I've got enough.
And then you guys have like strip clubs or whatever the fuck, right? They like also make money.
Nightclubs.
Oh yeah,
not strip clubs.
Aren't they strip clubs?
No, this is a nightclub. This is like a dance club.
So. But I meant like the ones that you own that make money.
Yeah, that's a nightclub. It's a nightclub. It's not the strip club. You can go to the strip club.
Oh, so
that's just like the NPC place. You can't own.
Right, but there's like properties that you can own, right?
Yes.
Like you can in the game.
Yeah, you can buy like apartments or nightclubs. You can buy a bunker to sell guns.
And they'll like pull money in for you and stuff. Gotcha. Does that make more money than the heists, or is it not even close?
No, the heist, especially this
they also lock out because they used to lock out. Be like, this property will make 30 grand. And it's like you'd have to empty it, so then it would start. Yeah. Do you have to do that shit still?
So,
or is it like
my
direct deposit?
My nightclub has a safe that I have to go empty every couple of days or like in-game days or whatever. There's also like a nightclub warehouse that accrues goods that I'll have to sell. But yeah, there are caps to different places. So.
Gotcha. So they still like all this information. They still haven't figured out like direct deposit.
Not really. Although the new heist, so the Diamond.
But I also get it. It's to make you keep joining on the game.
Well, so with the Diamond Casino heist, when you left that, all of the cash that you made would be in your cash, and you'd have to deposit it into like your bank. But with the new heist, it does actually go directly into your bank. Gotcha. So it is getting they're moving that way. But
yeah, well, I get why they don't do that for your properties because then that gives you a reason that you have to log on like every day or two.
Exactly.
To empty it. It's just like all the mobile games. It's like empty like Clash of Clans. You have to go fucking check on it, whatever.
Exactly.
Anyway, so let's jump into the trivia. So that was a good update on that. Definitely gonna have to jump more into that. Probably with you guys at some point. But let's talk about games, obviously. Doing some trivia. So I did want to I have one Grand Theft Auto question because we just kept talking about it.
Okay.
Grand Theft Auto 5. How long did it take to make $1 billion in sales? It obviously made like I think it's made 6 so far, but how long did it take to make its first billion?
It's been out for what 10 years now, almost 7 years.
It came out the last year of the PS3, 2007. I want to say no. What the fuck am I talking about? 2012.
12. Okay, so it's like 7-8 years.
Yeah.
Probably
a while.
I'd say 5 years. No, 6 years.
To make its first billion?
Yes.
Took 3 days to make $1 billion in sales.
Well, I guess
so you were way off. Yes. Yeah. Also, let's hold on. Before I get corrected on that, and I won't get corrected on what I just said, but
the next trivia.
Not the next trivia. Okay, it was 2013. So I was 1 year off.
Okay.
I knew it was like 2012, 2013. All right. Now we're just going full on into Horizon because I know you love that's your number one anticipated game of 2021. And you love the original Zero Dawn.
Yes.
So Forbidden West obviously is your biggest one. It's just like Resident Evil is the biggest one for me.
Yes.
Right? So just easy trivia. That
we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what
I remember. It's all. I guess it's all relational to if it's easy or not. It's all relative. I mean, who is the developer for the Horizon game series? who develops these games?
I should know this, but I cannot remember.
You've definitely seen their trademark show up every time you turn it on.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's right, and I'm almost 100% positive I'm wrong, but I want to say BioWare, but I don't think that's right.
Okay, that is.
I know it's
not
wrong.
right.
Yeah.
No, it's Guerrilla Games.
Okay.
That where you're like,
never would've
oh, or
remembered
no,
that.
okay.
I never would have remembered that.
I wasn't sure if that's going to be, especially. They have Guerrilla Games has a special game engine that they use.
Okay.
Proprietary game engine, kind of how I said Amazon has Amazon Lumberyard.
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of Guerrilla Games?
Oh,
that one's a little rough.
There's only like one engine that I know, and it's Unreal. So,
okay, it's Decima.
Okay, yeah, I'm not on that technical aspect.
No, these are just ridiculous trivia questions that like I wouldn't have got either. Yeah, I would get them.
I thought you were the
today.
guy that knows everything.
Well, I would get them now because I'm reading it. What is all right? So where's the headquarters for Guerrilla Games? Where are they located? You don't have to give me a city. You can give me the country.
Oh well, I would have said like California, but when you say country,
I know. That was like I was trying to give you a hint to be like, it's not the United States.
Canada.
Okay, I mean, it's Netherlands, specifically Amsterdam.
Okay, I was gonna. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of companies.
Isn't Amsterdam a country?
No,
Am I way off. It's a city in the Netherlands, I guess.
Yes, it is.
The way that's written. Yeah, it's the capital and most populous city of the Netherlands. Do you know what the population of it is? Now that I'm just reading it,
I do not.
Just get under 1 million.
Over. No, populate under. People that actually.
The capital most populous city of the Netherlands with a population of 872,000.
Yeah, so
within the city proper, 1.5 million in the urban area, 2.4 in the metropolitan area.
Because I think most of the people that are in Amsterdam at any one time are like tourists.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
there are people that live there, but most of them are.
Yeah, that was just a random thing that I just went down the rabbit hole. But the last one, this one is the easier. Well, this one you could guess. Guerrilla Games obviously makes Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. That's their new game series that they're making. They also made another very successful game series prior to Horizon. What was that game series?
I feel like
it lasted almost 10 years. And there was 5 of them.
5 of them.
Now that could include like ports or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean numerically.
Were they like PlayStation exclusive games, or were they like on all consoles?
All right. Well, I'll help you. They are PlayStation. It was a PlayStation. Guerrilla Games is a Sony exclusive developer.
Okay.
So these were PlayStation exclusive.
I'm not entirely sure. For some reason, I want to say like Crash Bandicoot.
Okay, that's Naughty Dog. Come on, you should know that.
I don't remember developers like you do. I'm bad with.
Well, Rockstar, Naughty Dog, Valve. These are like.
I don't remember
staples.
who releases what.
All right. Do you want another guess, or
no? I'm not gonna remember. I'm sure once you tell me, I'll know. But
it's Killzone. So the Killzone series.
I never actually played Killzone.
But you probably heard of them.
Yeah. I've heard of the Killzone series.
Because they had Killzone Liberation, Killzone 2, Killzone 3, Killzone Shadowfall, which were all they're like opening games for the systems. Like a day once game of PS4 was Killzone. Shadowfall.
Yeah, I remember that.
The trailer that they like lied in, and then like it looked okay, but it was not like what they promised. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, so that's a nice little fun thing about your developer that's making your stuff. But yeah, they are Santa Monica Studios, like Umbrella, I believe.
Okay.
They're a Sony exclusive studio, is my point. Sony Interactive Entertainment is the publisher for them.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, so that's what we got going on here. When did they get purchased to be part of Sony Interactive, by the way? I was gonna just end it, but then I saw that and I'm like,
let's see. So Killzone was a Sony exclusive at launch for PS4, which was 2013. So I'll go 2010.
Killzone Shadowfall was a PS4 one, which
I was just saying there was a Killzone that was a PS4 exclusive at launch.
Right. All the Killzones I said were exclusives.
Oh, that's right. So okay, then 2000. I don't.
That's close. At 2004. But
I kind of went.
But they actually got bought. They actually got
bought.
in 2005.
Okay.
But Killzone came out in 2004 as an exclusive, and I guess after that they bought them, and then they just stayed on that. So yeah,
I guess that was my initial thing. Is
15
like you
years.
can be Sony
16 years
exclusives
now,
with it before you get bought by their publishing company. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they don't always make a game first. Sometimes they buy you
Yeah.
before. But if you have a series of games that they like, or you're working on something that's really good, they'll generally buy you out. Same thing with Xbox.
Yeah.
With everybody else, like with Bethesda, they didn't own them for a while, and then they bought them this year. Obviously, big fucking change. All right. Well, thanks for jumping in this week, Gruball.
Thanks for having me.
That's it. And we got you on the live chat, so that's a new iteration of this.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling watching myself live.
Yeah, so keep gaming, everybody. We'll talk to you guys next week. Go to Sageback. Probably gets Gruball will come in and out, and keep gaming. Happy New Year, and we'll talk later.
Glad you game, guys.
Yeah. We're still live.
Yeah.